So, then what is cybersecurity? So, what is cybersecurity? What do you understand by cybersecurity? So now, when they talk about cybersecurity, people tend to say cybersecurity is hacking. Cybersecurity is and don't protect my data, protect my information. No, cybersecurity is bigger than that. Yes, it's not just about hacking. It's just not about uh curiosity. It's not just about protecting yourself alone. So it's just a practice. Cybersecurity is a practice. An all-round practice. See, I used to tell people that wherever there's communication between two or more people, cybersecurity must exist. Yes, it is very dynamic career, very dynamic field that in as much as there's communication between two or more people, it can never go. So because whether me and Elizabeth are talking or me and Alajimoke are speaking to each other, at some point we want to have a secret conversation that we don't want a third party to know. So the process of protecting each other or protecting that communication is cybersecurity, in as much as we are talking online. So cybersecurity is a practice of protecting systems, networks, and programs from digital attack. Now, if you check the first line of this definition now, it doesn't say anything about hacking, right? So cybersecurity is just a practice of an all-round practice of protection. So now, if you're a security expert, you're hacking to protect. Yes. So if you have intention of hacking to harm people, this class is not for you. So what are cyber attackers doing? So what they are doing, your job is to stop them from doing it. That's why cybersecurity comes into existence. So now the kind of conversation that me and Talia is having, or the kind of conversation that me and Jumoke is having, for an attacker not to be able to have access to it, that's why you are in this career path. That's why you're in this field. So, I mean, these cyber attackers are, they want to access, change, or destroy our sensitive data or information, or to extort us, or to interrupt business processes. So you as a security expert, your duty is to stop them, is to make sure that their goal is not achieved. They are not able to achieve their goal. That's what you are doing. So whether you are a blue team, whether you're a red team, whether you're a yellow team, whether you're a green team, whether you're a GRC, your job, first of all, as security expert, is to stop attackers. So you can stop attackers either by hacking them, by protecting them, or by extending standard policies that will mitigate against or that will stop those attacks. So that's what cybersecurity is. So now technology has really evolved. Now there are a lot of technologies, there are processes, there are practices that can be put in place to do this work for you. Yes, but you need to know them. You need to know how to use them. So now, cybersecurity is not just about hacking. Yes, majorly it's about protecting. Do you understand, please? Am I still audible?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So it's not just about hacking, it's about protecting. So whether you're hacking, you're attacking to protect. Whether you're defending to protect as well. So that's what cybersecurity is. So if you have other definition in your head that is not similar to this, I mean, I think there's a misconception about what you think about cybersecurity. So now, what's now the importance of cybersecurity? What does cybersecurity do that makes it very, very important? Now, importance of cybersecurity: protection of sensitive data. First of all, let me ask you, what are sensitive data? Angela, what are sensitive data? Angela Mugambi. Yes.
Hello. I would say maybe bank account details.
Okay, that's one. Glory, what are sensitive data?
I think sensitive data is the data that, like for me, I'm usually in an organization where we handle customer information. I think the sensitive data is that information of the customer.
So customers' information is
Yeah,
also among sensitive data.
yeah.
Yes. Um, um, Messi Delagat. What are sensitive data? Okay, Elizabeth, your hand is up. Yes.
Good morning once again, everybody.
Good morning. Good morning.
Sensitive data is relative. I feel sensitive data is, for me, is anything I don't want to be out there in the public. No, that is a sensitive data. Thank you.
So now, so sensitive data are information that if exposed or compromised or accessed by an individual that is not supposed to have access to them would result in harm, can cause harm, privacy violations, financial loss, reputation damage, and then legal consequences to the person. And then these data are in different forms. We have the health record, we have the financial institution record, we have the confidential business information, and then legal documents, and so on and so forth. Government classified document as well. So these are examples of sensitive data. So these are examples of sensitive data. So this data, once it gets access to an unauthorized person, they can do harm to it. So now almost everyone in this class has a bank account. And then we all know how we protect our bank accounts. Yeah, for a country like Nigeria now, we have maybe some numbers that are not supposed to go to even to your brother because they are personal to you. That's an example of sensitive data. So sensitive data is not just bank information or record. Sensitive data is anything. Might be a conversation between two or more people that you don't want out to other person. So that's sensitive data. So that cybersecurity helps you protect your sensitive data. That's one important of cybersecurity. The second one is prevention of financial loss. Now, this is where financial institution comes in, fintechs, banks, insurance companies, and the likes. So now they have people's money in their banks. They keep people's record in their database and stuff like that. So cybersecurity helps them protect those informations, those records that if leaked or modified can result in financial loss. For instance, now if an attacker is trying to steal from a bank, you understand, it's either he goes to the bank database and then give himself a lot of money, saying that he has a lot of money in the bank. And if the bank cannot give enough evidence that their system was hacked or this is not real, he's going to cut away with a lot of money. Or probably steal people's information, like their card details, their personal information, like one we have in Nigeria, like BVN or NIN, and then use it to hack them and then cut away with all their monies. So cybersecurity helps you protect against issues like this. Yeah. So now this is particular to financial institution. The next one is preservation of reputation. So cybersecurity helps you protect your reputation. For instance, now, let's say Jumoke is running a company that is helping people to keep maybe their data or money. And then at every 3 market days, Jumoke will come out and say, we have been hacked. we've been hacked. We've been hacked every now and then. They're hacking Jumoke. They're hacking Jumoke every day. So now, you as a customer, which you want to patronize Jumoke? I want an answer. If Jumoke has a service, are you there? Exactly. If Jumoke has a service that you are patronizing, and then at every day he wants to, he comes and say they've been hacked, their information have been accessed, and stuff like that. Nobody will want to patronize Jumoke again. So cybersecurity help preserve your reputation so that you don't get attacked, and then you don't lose customers, you don't lose clients. That's one of the importance of cybersecurity. The next one is ensuring business continuity. Cybersecurity helps you ensure that whether you are attacked or you something happened, maybe a disaster, your business doesn't stop. If they hack you now, or they mistakenly delete sensitive information from your database, cybersecurity helps you ensure that your business can continue like nothing happened. So by having maybe disaster recovery in place or backups. So those are things that cybersecurity help you do. Help you make sure that despite what has happened to you, you are still able to do your business as at when due. The next one is prevention of identity theft and fraud. Can anyone tell me what an identity theft means? Hello? Janet? Okay. I can hear you. I can hear you, Carson.
I think it's a scenario where someone actually impersonates you, like uses your name, uh, everything about any impersonation. That's it.
Yes. So this is when someone, impersonates you, takes what belongs to you, and then say they are you. In the actual sense, they are not you. They are masquerading to be you. So, and then most of the time they are doing that to probably do it for to perform to involve themselves in fraud. Yes. Prevention of identity theft and fraud. So cybersecurity helps you prevent this kind of scenario. We have mechanism and techniques in place that can help protect your personal information. Like we have 2FA, multi-factor authentications, your authentication mechanisms like biometrics, retinal scan, gate, and some other things that can prove that the person is not you. So those are some of cybersecurity techniques that are in place to prevent identity theft. The next one is protection of intellectual property. So now your ideas, your business, information about what happens in the organization or what you are doing. Maybe you're working on a research and then you don't want it out to people. You don't want people to steal your idea of things that you've worked, you had end labor. Cybersecurity also helps you to protect stuff like that. You put some security mechanism in place that helps you, that gives you a layer of protections against any form of attack that might want to steal your intellectual property. And the last but not the least is defense against cyber threat and attack. So we know what threat is. Any form of attack from either in-house or outside. Someone just says somewhere and wants to attack you or want to launch a cyber threat to your environment, you try and protect them. In fact, in a country, too, defense against cyber threat and attacks from another country. So as a cybersecurity expert, our main focus is to protect. Yes, is to protect. So now you can see from A to Z of this importance of cybersecurity is talking about protection. That's what we do in cybersecurity, we protect. It protect. Even when you are doing your hacking or you're doing your red team, it's still protection as well. So your break and fix that you do is protection. So that's the importance of cybersecurity. Any questions so far? Okay, I guess there's none. So moving forward, we have the key concept of cybersecurity. These are important concepts in cybersecurity, things that you should know, things that makes that simplifies cybersecurity. Now, there are 7 number. For now, we have the 3 triad of cybersecurity. We have the triad of cybersecurity, which is called the CIA, which is confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So wherever you are in the accident, what are the triad of cybersecurity? We tell them confidentiality, integrity, and availability, not Central Intelligence Agency. The triad of cybersecurity is CIA. So the first one is confidentiality. So confidentiality ensures that information is only accessible to those that should have access to it. So now, if me and Kasim are having a conversation now, so now confidentiality ensures that the message that is sent to Kasim is only Kasim that can access it. The message that Kasim sent to me is only me that can access it. That's what confidentiality does. So it uses encryption and access control to make sure that what belongs to me can only be seen by me, what belongs to Kasim can only be seen by Kasim. That's what confidentiality does. It helps protect your information and make it only accessible to the authorized person. The next person is integrity. The next one is integrity. So integrity ensures that the message has not been maliciously modified. So when me and Kasim are sharing we're having a conversation, someone is not sitting in the middle of the conversation and trying to tweak the message that I'm sending to Kasim, because it's possible. Someone can still sit in the middle and try to intercept the conversation that we are having. So integrity is making sure that the message is complete and accurate the way it was sent. This is the way I received it. The way I sent it is the way Kasim as well received it. That's what integrity does. And the third one is availability. Availability is ensuring that people that need access to an information or need access to the data have access to it as at when they need it, as at when needed. That's what availability does. So the message or the information is readily available to them whenever, however, wherever they need it. That's what availability does. Ensuring that authorized users have access to information or resources when they are needed. That's what availability does. So those are the 3 triads of cybersecurity. CIA: confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Please give me a thumbs up if you are still following me. If you are not lost, just a thumbs up. The next one is authentication. So authentication is verifying person's identity. Just as I said the other time that someone can impersonate you, identity theft. Authentication is what is the mechanism that makes sure that you are not you are not they verify you, the identity theft does not happen to you. Yes, that's what authentication does. It verifies that okay, fine, you are who you claim to be, you are. Identify a user, identification of a user. That's what authentication does. So which includes what you know, what you have, and then what you are, which are password, biometrics, two-factor authentication, smart card, and some other things, gate, retina scan, and stuff like that. So authentication, those are authentication techniques, mechanism that can put in place to verify that you are who you think you are or who you say you are. That's authentication. The next one is authorization. So this is when they say you have authority to do something, that is, you have the permission to do it. So that's what authorization is. It's granting ordinary specific permission to an information, to a resources, that you want to access. For instance, now, some of us are maybe students, and then at times you might want to go to a building and they say, fine, for staffs only. So in that kind of building, you don't have access to the information in the building. It only belongs to the staff. That's what authorization does. That information is for that building is for staff only. So that's what authorization means. And the next one, can you want to see my screen? Hello.
Yes, yes. No, your screen is off. Your screen is off.
Okay, 1 minute. Can you see my screen now?
Yeah, it's back on.
Okay, thank you. So the next one is authorization. Okay, I mentioned authorization, that is granting or denying specific permission to a place or resources. The next one is accountability. This is tracking user activity in the system. So whatever you do on the system, they can track it. That's like a record of actions that have been taken within a system, within a building, like an audit of what has happened on a system or in a building or wherever you are, whatever you are doing. That's accounting. And the last one is non-impedation. So this non-impedation is ensuring that a message can be traced back to you. So now I sent Olajumake a message now, and some days later I'm denying the fact that I'm not the one that sent the message. So if no impedation is in place, there's mechanism that will tell them that, okay, well, this message actually originated from me. That's what no impedation does. So even if I deny from now till next year, if no impedation is mechanism has been put in place, there's going to be something that will lead back to me, showing that I'm actually the one that sent the information. So that's what the implementation is. Ensure that I'm held accountable, or someone or company or organization is held accountable for their actions, so that you can't deny the existence or the involvement in that particular action. That's what notification does. So moving forward, now we have common cyber threats, common cyber attacks, as you might call it. So we have a lot of them. The first one is malware. But first of all, who has been a victim of maybe cyber attack, or you witnessed one before, you had a bad one before? Can you tell us? I think Elizabeth said there has been a victim before. So can you tell us what happened? Hello.
Can hear you.
Okay. Elizabeth, are you there?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Okay, so you said
Please, I
you've been a
didn't get
victim
your
of
question. My
you
network was.
said you've been a victim of cyber attacks before. So tell us what actually really happened.
Hello? Hello?
Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm struggling to hear you. You are speaking. I can't hear you. Elizabeth, you are speaking very low. We can't hear you. Hello.
Elizabeth, why don't you come closer to your mic or your device, whatever device you're using, so that we can hear you properly? Move closer to your device.
That's gone. So, so I mean, cyber threats are incidents that can cause damage to our system or to our infrastructure. So, and there are different types of them. There are different types of cyber threats. First one is malware. So malware is like a family of these different threats, different cyber threats. So it's like a software that is designed to cause harm or damage or cause a device to be unavailable. For example, now we have virus, we have worms, we have ransomware, and so on and so forth. Those are examples of malware. They are softwares designed to disrupt or damage a system. And I'm sure people that use this laptop here, most of the time, they're always wary of virus. They say, please don't let my laptop catch virus. Don't inflict my system with virus. Don't do this on my system. Let my system catch virus. So there are a lot of ways that we protect our system for malware that we just put in virus, all of them, but they are a family of different softwares that cause harm to our system. In fact, I can say specifically that almost everybody here would have been a victim of malware before. Yes, it might not be a virus that is attacking your system, or it might not be a worm or a Trojan horse, maybe a spyware or hardware. Spyware is when someone is trying to spy into your conversation or what you are saying over the internet. While hardware is the pop-ups that happens, excessive pop-ups that happens when you are trying to visit a web page, like ads that just pop up, the one that you don't subscribe for, just see them from anywhere, any angle that you go. Whenever you go to the internet, you start seeing different pop-ups. That's an example of malware as well. So I know that if you have an internet or you have a phone that you use or a laptop that you use, one way or the other, you'll have been a victim of malware before. It might not be the crazy ones, maybe a spyware or a hardware. Case maybe. So those are one of the common cyber threats. The next one is phishing. So this is common. Yes. I know it's common in Kenya too, and I know it's common in Nigeria as well. So someone will call you or someone to try to impersonate an entity. Maybe you receive a call saying that I'm calling from the bank, you have an account with us, blah blah blah, and then this boom, you start asking questions that are personal. Saying, okay, fine, don't give your ATM pin to people. They try to gain your confidence, then lure you to give them personal or sensitive information about you, such as your password, your card numbers, or OTP, as the case may be. So phishing can be in different form. There's the voice one, there's email one, there is a personal one that they will see you and talk to you, and then boom, they take whatever you want. They take whatever they want from you. So phishing in a different form. There's email one, there's the one that will call you over the phone, they call it phishing. This one is phishing. That one is called phishing, when they will call you and ask you about some things and then try to get sensitive information from you. So it's also an example of cyber threats. The next one is denial of service. When say you are denying someone of a particular service, that is, you are stopping them from accessing a particular service. That's what it means. So denial of service happens when an attacker overwhelms the system. For instance, now, let me give you a scenario. Let's say Glory works in a bank as a cashier. And then, Glory can only assign like maybe like 10 people in an hour. And then in an hour, Glory has like 100 people trying to put money into their accounts. At some point, Chloe will be overwhelmed and tired, and then she will not be able to do anything again. That's what denial of service is. So now, instead of other people to go to other cashiers as well, he wants to stick with Glory. So that is, they are trying to overwhelm Glory. And in networks, that's how it happens. A system that can only accept 10 packets at a time, an attacker send like thousands of packets at once. So when those thousands of packets comes, he overwhelms the system. It's causing the system to be unavailable, and then the system will not be able to do anything again. It's just down. People in Nigeria that access JAMB or NYSC portal can testify to this. When everybody's trying to take their JAMB result at once or trying to access NYSC portal at once, the portal will not be available because there are a lot of people that are trying to access it when you are trying to access it. So the portal is taking traffic requests that is more than what is configured to take. That's what is called denial of service. Why the senior border is called distributed denial of service? That one is the senior border to denial of service. So distributed denial of service is when many machines, denial of service is when one person sending traffic at a time, more than what the computer can take. But distributed denial of service is we have many computers now, too many computers. We call them botnets. They are trying to access a particular server at once. And the botnet can contain like 100 or 50 computers. So imagine one botnet has 50 computers and then trying to attack the system. So 50 times 10, that's like 500. So each of those 50 is sending a packet. So 50 cents here, another 50 cents here, another 50 cents here. And then all of them are sending a packet at once. That's distributed denial of service. And it's one of the most dangerous form of attacks in cybersecurity. Yes, because multiple systems are trying to send multiple requests at once. So then it overwhelms the system and causes it to be unavailable. Please, are you following the class? So the next one is it's man in the middle attack. So the man in the middle attack is that mentioned the other time that when me and Kasim are having a conversation, are talking, someone sits in the middle and tries to modify our conversation. That's what man in the middle does. So there's communication on the network. So someone sits on your network as well and trying to, intercept your message, read it, probably modify it, and then send it to its destination. That's what man in the middle is. So it's trying to modify communication between two parties or two networks. That's what man in the middle does. Then there's insider threats, called insider attack. So these are employees, contractors, people that work in the same company, and they still find a way to attack the company. Probably by accessing privileged information, sabotaging the system, or cause harm to security. That's insider attack. So now those are attacks that, for instance, now if I'm working in Jumoke's company and Jumoke has appointed me, I want to deal with Jumoke, I'll just try to sabotage the system or steal sensitive data or give or cause harm to the company. That's what insider attack means. And the next one is zero-day exploits. So these are unknown vulnerabilities that attack exploits before a patch or a fix is available. So now this one, you don't prepare for them. You don't know where they are coming. You don't see them coming. They just come one day and they say, we are here. Those are zero-day attacks, zero-day exploits. So these are vulnerabilities to maybe software that are not known by the producer, by the creator of the software. The virus is, or the vulnerability is not there initially. It just come out of nowhere. So that's what the attack is. An attack tries to exploit this vulnerability before a patch or a fix is available, making them particularly dangerous. It is very, very dangerous. The attack is really, really dangerous and can cause a lot of harm to the company or to the software. So the next one is ransomware. So this is like kidnapping. When they kidnap your system and they encrypt all the files and they ask for money. That's what ransomware does. So an attacker inflates your system with malicious software, and then it blocks every communication to your system. It encrypts all your files, it encrypts your system particularly, and then on your desktop, you are seeing pay this sum of money for us to give you access to your system. That's what ransomware does. So they kidnap your system, you don't have access to them, and they ask for money in order for you to be able to access the system later. That's what ransomware does. And then the last is social engineering attacks. This is the manipulative techniques used to deceive individuals or employees into divulging confidential information. So they try to ask you sensitive questions so that you can give them sensitive data. They try to play you. Yes, they play you into giving them information such as your password, login credentials, and some other thing. So it might be someone is pretending to love you and say, you work in this company. Oh, I have people in this company too, this and that and that. And they start asking you personal questions, sensitive questions pertaining to that company. So those are examples of social engineering attack. Any questions so far? Any questions so far? Okay. So now, okay, Zeddy, you have a question?
Hi.
Hi.
So is there an example of the zero-day exploit? Because when we say it's coming from nowhere,
Yes.
does it mean that the cyber security team has never figured out where these exploits are coming from up until today, or so everything has an origin? What do we mean when we say they're coming from nowhere, or is there an example, something of the sort? I'm feeling lost with the zero day.
Okay, so zero-day attack is an attack that has not been in existence before. It was originated by someone. So now when
Okay.
it comes, nobody knows how to stop it at that time. So every hand will be on deck, maybe for like 2 days or 3 days before they can find maybe a patch for that vulnerability. So an attacker tries to exploit a vulnerability that has not been in existence. Nobody knows it initially. It just like you created the virus that no one knows. So nobody knows how to stop it. So everybody will now start working on how to fix the virus. That's it. So that's what it's supposed to
Okay,
do.
that's clear. Thank you.
Yes. So now we have hello. Hello. Okay. Joey. Okay, you have the floor.
Yeah, thank you, Gbenga. I wanted to add to what you said. So, hi Zeddy, thank you for asking that question. It's a very brilliant question. So, think of a zero-day attack like, you know what a vulnerability is like. In simpler terms, your system or your software, your network is vulnerable, right? You just think of a zero-day attack like, an attack on a system that has not, happened before and does not have a current patch. So your Windows operating system, you normally do Windows upgrade, at a particular period. Even your antivirus, you do upgrades, right? Maybe after like 6 months or a year, it will send you a notification, upgrade your antivirus, upgrade this app, upgrade your system, etc. So just think of a zero-day as a program or a software. For example, something that's just been created. Let's say Microsoft releases another type of Microsoft 365, just an example, right? And they just launch it, and that product is live, and people are saying, oh, this is a very good product or something. Maybe they have moved on to start to create another product, right? Attackers might get wind of that code of that particular program. And then maybe, who knows, they've been working on that particular code for a while. If they see a flaw, or a loophole in the codes of that particular program, they can launch an attack for that program. Now, mind you, Microsoft has just launched the product, right? They are like experiencing a huge wave of excitement of people that are satisfied using that product, but they have not really done a patch or a way to further secure that product. So a 0 day, think of a 0 day as a new product has been launched, and everyone is using that product, but there's no current extra security for that product. Now, if an attack is launched on that product, how do you want to solve that? Do you understand? So you don't have a patch, you don't have a cover for that particular thing, an extra security for that thing. So if it's launched, it's one of the deadliest actually. So if it's launched, if an attack is launched on such a product, you will not be able to easily remediate, because how do you remediate something that you don't have a solution for? So just think of that as a 0 day. Thank you. Brilliant question.
Very clear. Thank you. Thank you. That's clear.
Thank you, Joey. Thank you, Joey. So the next one is common vulnerabilities. So I mean, as Joey already said, we have software that we use, and then most of these softwares comes with an upgrade. At some point, you say, okay, update this software. So most of the time, when there's an update on the software, that means there's a known vulnerability on the software. So the first thing is, one of the vulnerabilities is unpatched softwares. So now, if you have application on your system, maybe on your phone, and then you are seeing that whenever you go to your app store, it's telling you to update the app, and then you are not updating it, you are exposing your phone to vulnerabilities, exposing your system to vulnerabilities, because once there's a patch for your software, that means they're actually really fixing something, or they're adding the features to the stuff. So now, most of the time, it's them fixing a vulnerability on the software. So one of the entry points for an attacker is on unpatched softwares. If they see that, okay, you are using an obsolete software, a software that has been expired, or you have not patched the software, they go into your system through that route, through that vulnerability. And second one is weak password and credential management. Yes, this is common to everybody. You are going to use your pet name, your date of birth, your father's name as your password. So this is also a vulnerability. So because whenever all you just need to know you and your email, once they know your email, they will just get your password and boom, you are gone. And then you not managing your password properly. Some of you store all your password on your browsers. If you give your laptop to someone that wants to attack you that you don't know, or you thought an attacker in disguise as your friend, all you just need to do is go to your browsers and then copy all your credentials. So weak password and then credential management is really, really important, and it's also a vulnerability if it's not properly managed in security. The next one is misconfigured systems and services. Yes, this has to do with people that are doing defensive security, like Blue Team now. Let's say you are configuring a firewall, you are configuring an IPS rule or an IDS rule, or whatever thing you are configuring. And then instead of you to say block, you say allow. So, so whenever an attack comes in, instead of you to block it, it allows it into the network. So there are some services that they are obsolete, they are not using them again. You have to block them, and then you didn't block them while you are configuring the firewall. It gives an entry point for an attacker. So misconfigured system and services is also common. It's also a vulnerability in cybersecurity. And the next one is lack of security awareness and training. Yes, this is for everybody. Everybody. Because, I mean, one way or the other, you need security awareness. You need to be aware every time. You need to be security conscious. And then most of people that we relate with on a daily basis does not understand this. Does not understand that you have to use a strong password, you need to patch your system, you need to manage your credential very well, and stuff like that. So another vulnerability is lack of security awareness and training. So now, for instance, now we have 10 employees, and out of those 10 employees now, only 3 people are security aware. They just need Even if it's just one person that is not security aware among the 10 person, that one person is the vulnerability. So everybody needs to go through security training and then security awareness tests or security awareness training. So that's that. So insufficient network security controls. Okay, so now, for instance, now you own a building, and inside a building, anybody can come in. There is no access control. There's no way you manage people who comes in and go out. That's you not putting enough security control. There's no way to authenticate people that are coming in and people that are going out. What do you do in the building? Everybody can just come in, allow all. So you need to put enough security control in place. If security control are not in place, it's also a vulnerability to your environment, to your network, and to your phone. So for instance, now you don't put the password on your phone. Yes. You don't put PIN, there's no password on your phone. So your phone is vulnerable. Anybody can just pick your phone, read your messages, take your bank account, do anything that they want to do. Even with your laptop, they can go to your email, read what you've been read your documents, read anything. That means you don't put enough security controls in place. That's what insufficient network security control means. Then the next one is web application security. So, I mean, I'm sure all of us visit maybe gmail.com, google.com, facebook.com, all these web applications. They also have their own vulnerabilities, like SQL injection, XXX, and some other application, another vulnerabilities. So if they are not properly fixed, they can also attack, they can also affect the users of those environments. For instance, now when your Facebook is vulnerable, and then they hack into Facebook now, everybody that have an account on Facebook is in trouble. Or let's say TikTok, attack TikTok now, everybody that has an account on TikTok is in potential trouble because you have your email there, you have your password there, you have your details there, your date of birth, and some of those things. So you can inherit those vulnerability as well. Then the next one is IoT device vulnerability, which is Internet of Things. Can anybody tell me what Internet of Things means? An example of Internet of Things, an example of IoT device. Hello? Okay, Zeddy.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think something like an example of doorbell system, like if you've input security at your door, probably if someone accesses it and they're not supposed to be accessing it, so it creates like an alert. So it's or could also be connected to your phone or your tablet or something like that, so that you can also monitor such things. I think that falls under IoT. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah. So for instance, now your door that's connected to the internet and you can access it from your phone or from your laptop is an example of IoT. Yes, you are right. Adebusola.
Okay, so like your Apple Watch,
Yes.
all this your watch, or maybe all this Android watches that you connect, Samsung watches, and sometimes I think, I'm not so sure, but I think sometimes some like, I'm not so sure, but I think like something like all these Tesla cars or something like that too, that you have some of your, you can connect to, you have some of your personal information so that you can pass through the internet to it.
So yes, example, your smartwatch and an example of Internet of Things. Your bulb that you can power on from your phone or from your device is an example of Internet of Things. Your Alexa that I put on the table. I say, Alexa, play music. Alexa, switch off the light. Alexa, close the door. The example of Internet of Things. Your smart television, the example of Internet of Things. So all of those things to also have vulnerabilities. And one way or the other, they are connected to you. So now if someone asks your Alexa that can close your door now, they can close your door forever. You just say, Alexa, close the door forever. And that's it. You don't be able to access, go out again. Unless you have maybe health problems, and then you give you a net tracker that you have a wristwatch in your hand that tracks your health, maybe your BP, blood pressure, heart rate, and stuff like that. And then someone gets access that, and then it gives false information. You'll be sick and you'll be dying, you will not know. Because what you're seeing is your system on your wristwatch is different from what is actually happening in your body. So that's an example of IoT if they are vulnerable. So people that are using Peacemaker too. Peacemaker, this Peacemaker, you know what, we all know what Peacemaker is, right? That artificial art is an example of IoT too. And then if it's not properly patched, when they need to patch it, it's not properly serviced, someone can just hack into the Peacemaker and then shut the person down and the person is dead. So that's an example of IoT device vulnerability. And the last one is insider threat and privilege abuse. Yes, this has to do with an insider attack, someone that works in the organization and sabotaging the company, leaking sensitive information, and then giving privilege to just anybody. That's privilege abuse. So anybody that works in the company can access everything in the company. So that's privilege abuse, insider threat and privilege abuse. So that's that. And there are a lot of vulnerabilities, but these are just the ones that I come with today. So as the class progresses, you start learning about different vulnerabilities in your respective teams. So thank you, everyone. The next one is threat actors. Yanu.
If Yanu is not available, let me take threat actors then.
Okay.
All right. Or do you want Yanu to take this course?
No, continue.
All right then. So thank you once again, Gbenga. You've done a marvelous job. So I can see 28 people currently logged in, but if you take away Okwe, Gbenga, Iyanu, and myself, I think we should be about 22, 24 students here. So most of us were quiet during when Gbenga was talking, but he was trying to call names so that we can be more attentive. But here, I'd like us to be more attentive because we are going somehow deeper into the more fun aspects. I mean, what he's talked about have been very, very fun. So please draw me back, or it's okay to raise your hands or to type something in the chat box if you don't understand what I'm saying, or you'd like me to shed more light on a particular topic or area. But again, I'd like us to be more proactive because I wouldn't like to just call anybody's name. I want us to ask questions, or you can even give contributions, whichever. All right, so I guess you can all hear me. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
All right, thank you. I've heard Adebusola's voice. I've heard Zedi's voice. I think I've heard AB. I think I should hear a lot more people. I've heard Elizabeth. Ife, I've not heard your voice. Khadija. Lunani, I've not heard your voice. Praise, Purity. Tamara, you should talk. I mean, you're big girls. You are big ladies. You should contribute. So we're going into this section, threat actors. Now, in cybersecurity, just like every other career or every other area of tech, we have terminologies, right? So these terminologies are just names that have been further defined to be, let me say, more formal for that particular industry. Now, threat actors, what does threat actors mean? Let's just divide it. Threats, right? Actors that produce threats, right? So in simpler words, threat actors are just those, in quotes, like layman will call it bad guys, that pose issues to organizations or to the cyber landscape, particularly. So when I talk about cyber landscape, you'll be hearing me use some of these terminologies because you should get used to them, and then you should be able to understand them and then use them when you're talking, so that when people hear you talk, they'll know, okay, this person has the source. So again, you can always ask questions with me. All right. So threat actors, again, are in quote the bad guys, but because we are getting to know much about cybersecurity, so we'll not just say bad guys, we'll say they are individuals that have selfish or malicious intent, so that they can cripple business operations or systems or networks, or any of these things, just because of selfish gain, maybe to make money or to dupe people or to extort from people, or for whatever reasons. They can be malicious, they can be selfish, they can be, just to show off. So in quotes, threat actors are hackers. They are the bad guys. They are people that do stuff so that your business operation or your your information security can be compromised. Now, on the list of these threat actors, we have a lot of them, but these are the types of threat actors here. Now we have black hat hackers. Do we all know that hacking is a broad term, and hacker as a word is further divided into subsections? We have the black hat hackers, we have the white hat hackers, we have the red hat hackers, we have like a bunch of them like that. So I don't know if anybody here has heard about black hat or white hat or red hat. Have you? Anybody? Have you heard about the types of hackers, white hat, black hat? Have you? Anybody?
Yes, hard.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. That's Demary, right? Deborah, have you heard about the types of hackers?
Yes, I have heard about the types of hackers.
Okay, Deborah, do you know the difference between the white hat and the red hats and the black hat?
Well, I know about the black hat and the white hat, but I'm not really sure about the red hat hackers.
Okay, Deborah, thank you very much for responding. Deborah, it's okay. Everyone here, it's okay if you are not even sure of your answers. If you think you have an idea, you're not sure. Like Adebola Busola said the other time, she said she's not so sure, but she still said something right. You can try. It's okay to try. We are not here we are not writing exams. We are not here to give you certificates on the spot. So I want you to try. So Deborah, would you please try and tell us what you think black hat hackers are? You don't have to be 100% correct. It's absolutely fine. Just try.
Okay. I think black hat hackers are individuals or a group of people that engage in malicious activities for their own personal gain.
Okay, thank you. Deborah said she thinks black hat hackers are those people that just do it for malicious purposes and for personal gain. And guess what? Deborah is absolutely correct, because the black hat hackers are those, let me see, the bad guys, because they are worse. They are just individuals that have the right skill, they have the right knowledge, they have practiced and practiced and practiced, they have the right tools, and they know what to do to exploit loopholes or vulnerabilities in company networks or systems. And then why do they do it? I mean, every type of hacker has their own motive, but for black hats, they do it because they want money, more personal gain. They want to either show up to this organization that they are better, or because they know that if they get this information out of the backend or out of the network of this organization, they can sell it on the dark web. We'll go into darker maybe later on, or maybe not, but we'll do. But then the whole point of the motive of Black Hat is for malicious intent. They're not doing it because they are being sponsored per se or anything. They're just doing it because they want to inflict damage on a particular organization. Now, a typical example of a Black Hat hacker group, in hacking, we have Iyanu will talk about this aspect because this is his area, but I just want to touch base. So maybe I won't go deep into it, but we have examples of hacker groups. For example, we have examples of the Black Hats hacker groups. Maybe we have the Lazarus group or thereabout. So again, the Black Hat hackers are just cyber criminals that they have the right skill, they have the right knowledge, but they're using it for the wrong intent. That's for personal gain or malicious gains. Now, we have the Black Hat here, but I also want to talk about the White Hat because Yanu came up yesterday and said he likes to break things. We heard a couple of ladies say, oh yeah, I would like to join Yanu's group, the hacking group. Hacking generally is under offensive cybersecurity, right? So Yanu, because he's very good, I've known Yanu for a while. Yanu is very good at it, and yes, he likes to break things a lot. He's good at breaking things, but I would say Yanu is a white hat hacker. Why? Because white hat hackers are the ethical hackers. When you hear ethical, they are permissioned, they are provisioned hackers. They have the right backing to do it. Now, if Deborah learns hacking tomorrow, and because she travels to maybe, I don't know where Deborah is from, maybe South Africa or Kenya, and Deborah sees MTN, a telecommunication company, has a vulnerability, and Deborah decides to hack into MTN, without having authorization from MTN or from a third-party company, then we'll say Deborah is what? A Black Hat, because she's not doing it because of she's being backed up. She's doing it because maybe she wants to get a personal gain from it. Maybe to say, oh, MTN, I can do this, and before I release this information, you have to pay me $1,000 or something. But Iyanu, because he's a professional and is permissioned in the sense that whatever hacking activity he does with his organization, he has been permitted to do it. He has letters and NDAs and forms and all of those things he has signed. He's ethical, right? So we say ethical hackers are white hat hackers, and they are security experts that help their workplace or their organizations to improve their defenses against threats. Now, what do white hat hackers do, or ethical hackers? So basically what Iyanu's people do is they hack into organizations with permission, of course, to see what loopholes are there. So the best, like he said yesterday, the best way to know how something works is to take it apart. So I don't know if we have ladies here that play football. We see football defense, we see attack, right, in football. So I feel like the best way to know how to tackle or go past a defender, right, is to know the best forms of attack and vice versa. So again, these are tactics that you need to know. It's a cybersecurity mindset. You have to have these things in your mind. So if tomorrow you want to be a hacker, okay, to be able to hack into this system, I have to first know the defense mechanism. Imagine you don't know what you are meeting as a defense mechanism. You just want to hack. You get surprised. It may even be that the defense mechanism is stronger than your hacking skill. So you just embarrass yourself or even get caught. So again, you have to understand what defense is, the strategies of defense or mechanism of defense before you know how to hack. So I will leave that area for Iyanu. So again, Iyanu here, our co-facilitator, is a white hat hacker because he has the permission to do it and because he's doing it to help organizations better defend themselves. Please, do you have questions? All right, no questions. I'll go into cyber criminal groups. Cyber criminal groups, see, all of these listed here are very similar. So the cyber criminal groups are just like a group of hackers have come together for one particular goal. It can be malicious intent. It can be for personal gain to say, okay, let's do this so that we can ask this organization, if you don't give us this amount of money, we will release your information on the dark web, etc. So cyber criminal group are just like a group of hackers. They just come together for whatever purpose. They have their motive. So again, these are threat actor groups. They are posing threats to organizations. Then we have nation-state actors. Nation-state actors are groups that are being backed up by a particular nation. For example, just an example, I hope I don't get in trouble. The country of Russia is a very, very active state. We'll call it a state in this regard. When it comes to cybersecurity, I mean, America is very, very prolific. America is very, very good. We have some Indian guys that are very good. We have Russia, very good. We have some Germans, very good too. So if there is a cyber war, you know, a cyber war is just saying, okay, fiscal war is, I hope everyone knows about the Ukraine-Russia war, when they were throwing bombs and missiles and all of that stuff. That's physical. They use guns, they use bombs, physical. But cyber war is hacking, basically. You're trying to pose a threat to this other entity through the cyber landscape, cyber, the internet, right? Everything cyber, the internet space, you know, the World Wide Web. So if there's a cyber war, and cyber war comes from each country or each state, and then in one state, you have the backing of maybe some government entities or something, then we say that's a nation state actor. Maybe you don't even have to have the backing, right? Maybe you are in the government and you want to unleash terror on another company, then we say you are a nation state actor. Then we go to insiders. So Benga has put a leg on this insider. Insiders are individuals that are in an organization, but because they have the right information in that organization, they if they become disgruntled, in the sense that if they are not satisfied with the services of that organization, because they have the right information about a particular thing, or maybe they have the right access control list, or maybe they have the right information about the daily routine of the MD or the CEO, they can sell that information to terrible people that can use that information to enter the company easily. So insiders, just like it says, insiders are disgruntled employees in an organization that have the right information and can use those information to hurt the organization. So for example, I like to give the example a lot. I am a cybersecurity analyst, let's say in Oracle, because I've always wanted to work in Oracle, right? And because I've been there for 20 years, just an example, Oracle has promoted me, but because I think I deserve this promotion, Oracle is not giving me this promotion. Then I give the promotion to a man that just got employed last month. I can be offended. And if I don't take things, that's why we as professionals, we can go through therapy at some time. We can go through the rules of cybersecurity, because you're not supposed to go overboard. But if I see that instead of being instead of being promoted, they promote this new employee that just came. How many months? I've been here 20 years. You didn't promote me, you promoted this person. I can become disgruntled, I can become upset, I can become annoyed. I say, okay, I know everything about Oracle. I know the codes to all the elevators. I know the codes to shut down the lighting of the building. I know the color code of every information or maybe wiring in the building. I know everything about the building. I'm just going to use it against Oracle, and I'm going to shut down the entire Oracle buildings in Silicon Valley or something like that. That would mean I am an insider. All right. So I hope you understand. Please, if we have questions. I think the class is so silent. Do we have questions? Anybody questions? All right. I hope we are all listening. Are we still here?
Yes, we are.
All right. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you very much. All right. Thank you. I hope you are enjoying the class. Please, if it's boring, it's okay to even say, please, I don't understand. It's kind of boring. Tell me. I'll give my example so that you can. The goal here is so that you can properly understand. So I'll be moving. Do you understand?
Maybe you
Yes,
should
we do. I think you're breaking it down to the smallest particle, so it's interesting. That's why we are following along.
Oh, thank you. That's good feedback. Thank you. So, what's the next one? The next one is we have treated insiders. The next one is hacktivists. So, hacktivists, let me just break it down to say, hacktivists are like, in quotes again, we are talking about threat actors, we're talking about bad guys, right? So, the hacktivists are like the bad guys or the cyber criminals. They have the right knowledge, and they are using that knowledge or skill or experience to promote political change. So say so somebody asked the question yesterday, say, can lawyers be involved in cybersecurity? So let's say I was a former lawyer and I'm so involved in government politics and all these things, but my candidate has not been winning the election. And because I know that he's the right man for the job and I have good cybersecurity skills, I can use my cybersecurity skill as a hacker to promote an agenda in the mind of the people. So I can expose corruption to say, okay, this person has been winning this election for the past 8 years. I mean, it happens a lot in Africa. This one man has been winning for past 8+ years, one election, one man. Why? There are other people, right? I can say I will expose this man's corruption. So I can hack into his mobile phones. I can hack into his computers or the computers of his aide or his special advisor to say, this man has been embezzling funds for the past 8 years. This is the channel he uses to send the money to an account offshore, whatever. So an hacktivist or a activist, whatever, is a professional in cybersecurity that uses his hacking skill to expose corruptions in the government just so that he can have a political agenda and change the mind of the people. Because I'm an activist too, I'm not totally good, but I'm doing it for a good cause. But it's wrong, right? Because I'm following a negative way. I can also disrupt or shut down websites. So, for example, the last elections in the United States, even from the time of Barack Obama, they used more of Facebook and the internet to vote. People didn't have to go to polling units. They can vote from their houses or maybe to go to polling units to confirm, right? So, as an activist, if I see that, Donald Trump has every right to win because a lot of people have been saying Donald Trump, and I know he's a bad guy, right? Pardon me, an example, please, an example, right? And I know he's a bad guy, but I want Barack Obama to win because I love Barack Obama. Maybe he's my uncle, maybe because I believe in him, because I know I'm very good at hacking. What can I do? I will shut down the website for voting. Why? How can I do that? With my hacking skills, I'm experienced. So instead of shutting down the website, I can even deface it. So the website, instead of the website to say log in to vote, click your candidate, thumbprint to vote here via your phone, thumbprinting, or click your candidate and vote. I will just make the website show error. So whenever you log on to maybe www.voting.com and you enter the website, instead of the website to show welcome to voting page, whatever, it just keeps showing error or it keeps showing my candidate. That's because I'm a hacktivist. I know how to do it because I'm good at it. As an activist, so I can even leak sensitive information about in 2022, 18th of September, 9 p.m. to be precise. This is this man's secret. Because many of these things fly through information, right? Information flies through the internet, rather. I can leak these things because I can hack into it because I'm very good, right? So in a nutshell, hacktivists are individuals that use their hacking skills to have a political agenda to the mind of the people. They do it to expose corruption, a good thing. They do it to leak sensitive information about a particular individual or politician, even though it's a good thing, right? You are doing it the wrong way. So we classify hacktivists under threat actors because they are doing the right thing with the wrong way for the right reason. So they are not entirely good. All right. So we call them hacktivists because they are doing the right thing, but in a terrible way. And doing that, we can even disrupt other people. So imagine I'm trying to deface a website and I take the website down. It's possible you hack a website, you take it down, you deface it. I mean, we've heard of BBC. I think that was in like 4 years ago, thereabouts. The website of BBC was down for like 30 minutes or thereabouts, and they began to upload explicit content on it, hackers. So I hope you understand what hacktivists are. So we are just trying to raise awareness as an activist about a political issue, but then I'm doing it the wrong way. So that's terrible. So we'll go on to the next one, state-sponsored actors. We talked about that they're kind of related to the nation-state actors. But state-sponsored actors generally, briefly, are a group of cybersecurity individuals that have the right skill, the hacking skill, to hack into another nation's cyber landscape or cyber environment, all right? But are sponsored by the government directly. I give an example for Russia that has very good cybersecurity professionals, very good. Russia is very proactive in cybersecurity, right? So let's say Russia, the Prime Minister of Russia has an agenda against the United States government. Because they want to punish the United States government, they can sponsor their best hackers in the entire country to hack into the United States government, maybe nuclear program, and then make it to malfunction. So we can just malfunction their nuclear warheads. Their warheads are like nuclear missiles. And from Russia, we don't even have to go to the US, or we can even be in the US, but you don't know where we are because we can use a VPN or whatever to change our IP address or whatever. We can hack into the nuclear war system or US nuclear war system and send the missile to Ukraine. And if Ukraine gets missiles and say this missile kills so and so, and they track that missile and say that the missile is from the US, why are you doing this? Instead of asking the US why, Ukraine sends back their own. So we have started a war, but we did that from Russia. So how did that start? It started from state-sponsored actors. So these are those actors that are very good at their hacking skill, but they are sponsored by the state directly. So the state gives them money or gives them backing to say, no matter what happens, we are protected. They can't do anything to you. Then they will pay them. They'll give them a particular bunk space or bunker where they can hack from, whatever. That's it. So we have organized crime syndicates. These are those organized group of people that are doing this for terrible reasons. Apologies for the noise. They are doing this for terrible reasons because they have their own malicious intent. They want to get this company or this organization, maybe they are competitors, right? So they do that because they want this organization to crumble. They want their main organization to win maybe a particular bid or something. So they are crime syndicates. So instead of saying they want to rob this organization physically, carry guns and all these things, they can do it cyber inclined. So why don't we shut down the organization website or shut down their servers, in a cyber kind of environment way. So you go down to script kiddies. Script kiddies are just how would I put script kiddies? They are script kiddies. I say script kiddies are just, let me say, they are not so experienced, possible, although they have hacking skills, so they're not really
Maybe
experienced. Exactly, because I wanted to use kiddies, but I wanted to explain scripts. So they are baby hackers. They write scripts. So Benga said something yesterday and said, you may not entirely need coding skills in cybersecurity, but you have to, at some point in some careers of cybersecurity, understand what code is. So, for example, I don't write hardcore codes, but if you give me a line of or 1,000 lines of codes, I can read it. But say, okay, this is what this line talks about. This is what this does. This is what this function does. This is what it is trying to push. This is what it is calling. This is what the output should be. Without writing the code. That is, I write code, but then I understand how to read codes, even though I don't do it for my particular work, particularly. So script kiddies are kiddies that write scripts in code. So they are just inexperienced hackers that are new to hacking, but they have the right tools that have been, and they can just bring up a script from the internet, maybe from GitHub or from, what do you call this other one? I can't remember, I use a lot. Then they just launch these scripts. Scripts are like commands in lines of code that you can provision to do a particular thing and they do it immediately. For example, Deborah is so beautiful that she's not making my agenda to blow because Deborah's let's say Deborah's product is blowing past my product and she's using her face So what can I do as a script kiddie? I'm not so experienced in hacking. I can just look up the internet. What is the right script to destroy Deborah's product online? To say, instead of people to click Deborah's product, when they click it, the product will not be available. And because Deborah is not so cyber inclined per se, or maybe it's Ife, or maybe it's Zeddy or something, Zeddy will be unsuspicious. So I can just say, I'm going to use this script from GitHub. I go on GitHub, search for this particular script, and there are a lot of scripts on GitHub, right? So please don't do this. So you get a script and say, I will use it to deface her website, or to say, whoever clicks on this link, instead of clicking on this link, to redirect it or something. Do you get? So that's script kiddies are just people that have inexperience in hacking, but they have the right tools or the right predisposed knowledge, so they can go online. They have good research tools. Let's just do like that. So botnet operators, I'd say botnet operators are Gbenga, would you help me with botnet operators? I'm not really sure what they are currently. Do you know anything about botnet operators? I think they are just
Okay. Botnet operators are people that coordinate DDoS, distributed denial of service. So
Thank you.
they build botnets, multiple computers to attack a particular organization, a particular companies, just like I've explained in DDoS. So that's all they do is they know how to operate a botnet and then perform distributed denial of service.
All right, yeah. So I recall when you said DDoS. So to say botnet operator, let's divide it into two. So we have operators, right? People that operate, and botnets. Botnets are just Gbenga talked about malware before. So you can write a malicious code or script that will be able to crawl into your computer and spread virus or spread malware, or cause your website to to go down or to not be accessible. So he just talked about denial of service. So botnet operators are individuals that have or that operate botnets. Botnets are, I just explained what botnets are. They crawl into computers to malicious intent. So they control botnets, and they can use it to crawl a website or a network and use it to compromise systems. So Gbenga just told us about to do DDoS. DDoS is DDoS, distributed denial of service attack. So a denial of service attack, that's DOS, is where instead of this website or instead of this service to be available, I deny it from being available. How can I do that? With my cybersecurity skills, of course. When I now say distributed denial of service, so for example, you go to facebook.com, it loads normally, opens your profile, right? If facebook.com is attacked with a DOS, that's a denial of service attack, the normal facebook.com that loads for everybody does not go through. We keep saying it doesn't load, it keeps taking forever to load, or it says error or something. That's a DOS attack. But then if I say distributed, I can compromise a lot of computers, because they are on a particular network. I can also use it to target a large area or maybe an organization because they have one thing in common. Maybe they are linked together by a network or something. So botnet operators are those individuals that control botnets and use it to compromise networks of computer devices, and they can even remote control these things, because they should be able to do that, because these botnets give feedback to the operators, right? So if my botnet is logged into everybody's computer on this call, I can control your phones. I can cause your phones to shut down, etc. So phishing groups are just a group of individuals that have the right cybersecurity experience, but are using it for phishing attacks. Now, phishing just talks about having to the basic explanation of phishing is causing people to think you are somebody that you are not. All right. So phishing is just saying, I'm trying to trick this individual. So maybe everybody knows Okpe as the admin, right? So I can just pose at Okpe and text you on maybe Slack or WhatsApp and say, oh, hi, this is Okpe. Send me your credit card information. I want to use it to register for something because you are a TechIt girl alumni or something, maybe after this program. So if you're not well versed, if you're not well experienced, some people fall for these scams online. So phishing groups are just a group of individuals that has the right experience and use it to trick people, to say, you can reveal the sensitive information to me. And it's mostly done by mails, right? So I can send a message or a mail to you and say, Oh, dear Zeddy, greetings. I hope this email finds you well. My name is Opemi from Tech It Girls, and I would like for you to click on this link so that you can register for something. And if Zeddy is not well experienced with knowing how to suspect or catch a phishing mail, and Opemi clicks on that link and maybe drops her information on that particular page where the link takes her to, she's gone. She's gone. So phishing groups are just individuals that have the right knowledge, and they're using that knowledge to trick people into revealing sensitive data information, maybe like your credit card, like I said, maybe like your password or whatever. And they're mostly done through emails, right? They know how to script emails very well. They're mostly done through text messages, whatever. So they will just appear to be like they are like from a legitimate person, but then they are not. So I think we'll teach you how to know what a phishing email looks like. So anyways, that's that for all of the threat actors. Do we have questions for this particular area before we go ahead? Okay, hi Zeddy. Thank you very much, Zeddy. You can ask a question. Yeah, Zeddy, you can ask a question.
Oh, hi. So I think I got a little bit confused between organized crime syndicates and let me see, cyber criminal groups, and between state-sponsored actors and nation-state actors. So what's the difference between state-sponsored actors and nation-state actors? And what's the difference between cyber criminal groups and organized crime syndicates?
Okay, let me answer that. So,
Okay,
cyber criminal groups are a bunch of boys. They're like boys that are doing yahoo yahoo. Yes, you understand that? Just like cyber criminal, just a group of boys doing maybe all these boys that does credit card sales and all those things that just do, what was the word? Look for the words. I don't want to yahoo is like real word. So
like
business compromise email. Yes.
Or
Yeah,
advanced fee fraud.
Okay, our
Advanced fee fraud.
Okay, yes. Yes, that's what cyber criminal group is.
Online
Just
fraud, anything like that.
Online fraud, yes. That's what cyber criminal group is. But you see, organized crime syndicates, those ones, they have office, they wear suits. You understand? They pretend to be either, okay, we help you do, we sell airports, we sell we help you do visas and stuff like that. So they have an office, they have receptionists. In fact, they have CEO. Those ones they are organized. They just go to work like every other person in the morning. And they also do money laundry, they do human trafficking and stuff like that. So those are organized crime syndicates. So anything criminal, anything crime is their work. But the cyber criminal groups are just the ones that are doing online, maybe online stealing, and then do one or two things online. So you see the nation state actors and then the state sponsored actors, they are like actually really the same thing. You understand? Just that they are levels to the kind of assets and the kind of backings that they have. Just see them as the same thing, really. Just like one is sponsored by state, saying, okay, fine, do this for us, and one is sponsored by a country as a whole. So that's just it.
All right, thank you,
Benga.
Before, let me add to that before Zeddy replies. Thank you, Benga. Can you hear me? I was muted before. Hello?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay. So Zeddy, I hope that clears out something. But to add to that, like I said, I like to give examples. I don't know if everybody here knows about the story of Hush Puppy. I'm sorry to say, but that Nigerian guy that was very popular for his online fraud. That's a very typical example of a crime syndicate, because it was the Oga at the top. He had office, he had private jet, he had his own, like it was the top. If he walks into your organization, you would think this is the CEO of an organization. Meanwhile, he's just an advanced thief, an online fraudster. So that's like an example of an organized crime syndicate, Then for national actors and state-sponsored actors, Benga said the same. They are like very, very similar. They have the same motivation, political, or whatever economic interest. They're sponsored by their government. They're just levels, One targets, they both target governments. Some even target organizations that are against the government. So that's that. I hope you understand now, Zeddy.
Yes, that's clear. Thank you.
Thank you. If you don't still understand, it's okay to talk. Okay, Zeddy's hand is okay. Benga's hand, okay. Do we have any other questions? Anybody?
So thank you, Joey. Thank you. That was quite a lot. So this way we can take questions because our time is far gone. So before we close for today, ask questions, contributions. If you are confused about anything, feel free to ask before we bring the class to an end.
I think Sandra has a question. I know she didn't raise her hand, but I'm sure she has a question. Sandra, would you mind saying something? Sandra, are you here? Sandra, I want you to ask a question. Even if it's not, just ask a question.
I don't think Sandra is in the
Is it okay to mark Sandra absent because Sandra is not responding? All right, Sandra is not respond. Purity, can you ask a question? Purity, I know you are here. Why shall you shy?
Hello. Hello.
Hello, Sandra. Can you hear me?
Please, I'm here. Yes, please.
Okay, so have you been listening?
Hello.
Hi, Sandra.
Yes, please.
Have you been listening, Sandra?
Yes, please. I had my network go off for a while, but I came back around 10:30 thereabouts.
Oh, that's fine. Do you have a question, Sandra? I just wanted you to say something. Do you have a question?
Because I wanted to know, I missed this first session. I wanted to know if maybe probably the slides could be given to us. Because I missed the first session, so I couldn't get enough information before this one.
Oh, you're asking if the slides will be given to you. I think Okwe will communicate that to you.
All right.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Khadija, do you have a question? Khadija Shafi, do you have a question? If Khadija does not talk, we'll mark her absent.
Yeah, no, I'm here. Hello.
Yeah, you can hear Khadija.
I'm here. I don't have a question.
All right, so are you saying you understand everything you said?
Yeah.
Do you understand all the things we've talked about?
Yes, I did.
All right, great one, Khadija. Lucy Kamal, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Lucy, sharp. Lucy, do you have a question?
No, I don't have a question.
So Lucy understands everything we've said, right?
Not everything, but currently I do not have a question.
Do you have a particular place that you don't understand? What section?
I don't have any.
All right, then. So everyone, I'm just like trying to help you. If you feel shy, it's okay to come forward. And if you don't think you want to talk, you can always ask a question on the Slack channel. All right. So over to Benga. Thank you very much.
Okay, so thank you everyone for joining. I guess we're going to have our general class training one, maybe on Friday. Yes, we have another general class on Friday to finish before we split the class into two. So as I already said yesterday,